Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share, I made a little boxed set of cards, and it's got like a little, I'll show you. So it's just a plain little box. It's got a little wraparound latch. Open it up, and I've got my 3 cards with envelopes that all kind of match. And the box even kind of matches because I'm using that same embossing folder. So let me show you how it's made. So I've made 3 cards, and I want to make a boxed set because these kind of all go together. They're all sort of nature-y themed. And I want to make a boxed set, so I need a little box. They're 5 by 6.5 inch cards, but the envelopes are 5 by 7, or just a little over 5 by 7. So I'm going to make a little box for the bottom, and it's going to be 1/2 inch deep. And this card is 5.5 or 6.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to make my box 1/2 inch deep. So I'm going to score each side at 1/2 inch. So that will make my box at 7.5, the bottom of my box, 7.5 by 5.5. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut to make my little box base. So I'm going to cut on the corners there, and then I'm just going to take little slices off those edges. Okay, and I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. I'm going to make my little box, but I'm just going to make basically half a box because I'm going to create like a little wrap to enclose the box. And I've got a little set of, these are quilting clips, and they're perfect for holding your edges to get your corners together while the glue dries. So I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue on that little tab, make a 90-degree angle, put my little quilting clip right on it. Now I'm going to make my little piece that wraps around. So it's 7.5 inches high, so I need it 7.5 this way, and then this is 5.5 and then 1/2. So it's got to go 5.5, up 1/2, which makes 6, and then across 5.5. So I'm going to go ahead and do 12, and then it'll be just a little bit shorter because I actually need an extra 1/8 of an inch here anyway. So this is going to sit on here. So I need to come across, it's at 5.5, so I'm going to go just a little bit over 5.5. Then I need 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to do a little extra 1/8, so 1/2 inch. And it's basically like making a little, almost like a book cover. But it's a cover for your box. So your box is going to sit on this bottom piece, right, like that. And your top's going to come over the edge, like that. So I'm going to glue my box onto this piece right up against that score line. Oh, and I almost forgot. And before I do that, I want some way to close the box. So I'm going to use a little piece of card to create a little latch. So it's going to be 1 inch wide. And then I need, is that a 1/2 inch? It's 5/8. So I need to score. Let's see. I want it to come around the top, just like in maybe 1.5 inches. Yeah. I need to score there. And then I need to score at 5/8, so 4/8 at 5/8. Now if I put this down in the middle, so let me find the middle. So it's 7.5, so it needs to go there. So I put that right like that. And I'm going to put my box down. And I'm going to slide this onto the bottom and all the way up against that score line. So put that bottom part on there. And then see, this is going to come around and latch right there to latch that shut. Okay, so that's essentially the basics of my box. I'm going to put a little Velcro dot on there, but first I want to decorate so that it kind of goes with my theme. I think I'm going to use the embossing folder, the Pine Forest embossing folder, because then it'll kind of match my theme. So I'm going to take a piece of card that's 4x6. And it's the same cardstock that I used to make my little box. And I'm going to run it through my Pine Forest embossing folder. It just gives you a little bit of decoration on the front of your box. I'm going to put my 3 cards with my envelope, with their envelopes inside there. And then I'm going to take, I've got these little Velcro dots. And I have a zillion of them. And the easiest way to get them in the right place is to take one, put it down, then get the other side of, stick it on there where it belongs. Then close it up, and now it's stuck in just the right spot. And then you can press that down so that it gets good and stuck. And there we go. I made my little folio for my 3 cards. Open it up. and you've got your 3 cards with a nice themed box. Thanks for watching.